Yeah, he's looking like full on Shaggy from Scooby Doo. That's what our man Dave is looking like.
Are you trying to be the werewolf from Waxwork? I mean, I'm just saying, like, what's going on?
I'm working on getting hairy.
He works at the wax museum and he wears a sweater like Mr. Rogers. He can get out of crimes. We were actually before the show. We were talking about how Mr. Rogers must have had the hookup with Bob Ross. Like they could get out of any trouble, whatever. Like that sweater hides a lot of secrets, folks. You know, like,
yeah.
A lot of privilege comes with that kind of power. What does Spider-Man say? Great power comes with great responsibility.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I was talking about, like, how come Mr. Rogers, like, none of his skeletons ever fell out of his closet? Because they were in the sweater. They weren't in the closet. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a off-kilter joke about Mr. Rogers.
Where's his sweater? I don't know, but yeah.
PBS is writing us letters right now, so here we go.
Please stop.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go right into some home video headlines so we don't lose listeners by the thousands. Okay, home video headlines. Let's see what's going on. I found out that Nicolas Cage is going to play a cowboy in a movie called The Old Way. So that's like Nick Cage's first official Western. I hope, I mean, the first thing you think is like, okay, batshit crazy, but with a 6-shooter in his hand, right? So here we go. He's worn cowboy hats before, so, you know, it fit. I think it fits, right? So, actually, when they premiered that Mandy movie, he went to, like, I don't remember what film festival he went to, but during the Q&A, he was rocking, like, some crazy cowboy hat. And I think,
he went, and by the way, he went crazy for that movie, yeah.
He's got interesting style.
Who did the soundtrack? It was, like, was it, like, Pantera, or, like, was one of those type
It was the guy who died, actually. The guy who did Sicario. Right?
It was King Crimson.
Oh, yeah. So they were there. They were there at the premiere, and like they were doing like a Q&A and shit. So anyway, what I'm basically trying to say, folks, he looks like he could play like an Old West legend, no problem, right?
Oh, yeah. He's got it. He's set.
Yeah. And then speaking of Cowboys, we found out the official title of Young Guns 3 is Guns 3 Alias Billy the Kid. Here's the confirmed returning stars: Christian Slater, Emilio Estevez, Lou Diamond Phillips.
Whoa!
Arkansas Bob. Yeah, what? Arkansas Dave Rudabar. Arkansas Dave, right?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. Yes.
I guess he didn't lose his head after all, right?
I guess so.
Said he got his head chopped off in Mexico, but I guess he'll be there.
Forget the text at the end. I made it. Yeah. That's awesome.
Apparently, though, they can't get Arnold for True Lies, the series, which is coming out. So they got Steve Howey. Now, Steve Howey, he's probably most known. Exactly. Who the fuck is Steve Howey, right?
I'm sorry. I gotta Google this.
Steve Howey. He's probably most well known for playing the neighbor in the Shameless series. And there was this crappy Halloween comedy that came out a few years ago called Stan Helsing. So he actually played Stan Helsing. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was like a parody movie. No? All right. Well,
I've heard of it.
There you go. No. Yeah. And then continuing down the road of Halloween-type related stuff, Disney's is going to reboot Haunted Mansion again, but this time with Owen Wilson, Tiffany Haddish, and Lakeith Stanfield. No word yet if they're playing ghosts, if they're the haunted, or if they're the possessed. Who knows what they're doing with this thing? I mean, it's a ride. Everybody knows the Haunted Mansion ride. You know, classic Disney. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this because they made a movie with Eddie Murphy. I
never watched the movie. Have you guys?
I've absorbed half of it because it used to play when I worked at a video store. We used to play it on loop for a minute.
It's that old? Oh wow.
Yeah, and then there's a horror movie out by James Wan who did all the Conjuring movies and what's that doll movie that's really popular? Annabelle.
Annabelle.
He basically like has a whole universe now of horror movies, and he did the Aquaman thing, but now he has a new horror film called Malignant, which is like really actually dividing horror fans like right down the middle. Like there's like 50% are on board, 50% are like get me off this. I wish I didn't buy the ticket, and we'll circle back around to Malignant because it's what everybody's talking about. But actually tonight, what's that? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it is worth talking about, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. So we'll explain how we're gonna get around to that one, folks. But tonight we're actually talking a double feature. Our feature presentations, I guess, in tandem, Waxworks, which is by one of my favorite directors, Anthony Hickox. It's a wax museum owner uses his horror exhibits to unleash evil on the world. And the sequel that starts right after where the first one left off, you got Mark and Sarah. They have to use a portal in time to defeat the evil. Now, both movies kind of parody and incorporate famous film monsters into the story. I made a list, and then I know Dave pulled some trivia, but I also wrote down. Do you want me to read the director's credits first and then go into your trivia, or do you want to start and then go and circle back?
Yeah, go over some of his credits.
Okay, so
he's amazing.
So in '88 he made Waxworks, which we're talking about tonight. In '89 he jumped over to Sundown, The Vampire in Retreat. Then he comes back for the Waxworks sequel, Waxworks 2, Lost in Time in '92. He also comes out Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. He's the director credit for that movie, which we all love. We actually covered Warlock the Armageddon earlier this year. Check out that episode. It's pretty good. Same dude. And then he also has a werewolf movie with Mario Van Peebles, which actually, it's really weird. Like, that one is like kind of like watching Dolph Lundgren's Punisher plus like some version of the Wolverine from Marvel, but mixed together into like a crazy hybrid werewolf hero. Because that is like almost a superhero movie, actually. The way he does werewolves is pretty different than like other movies, but
it was really cool. Yeah,
he's got a lot of horror movie credits and a lot of science fiction type stuff tied into all his stuff. And then David can fill us into why the actress didn't return for the second movie, among some other stories. Yeah,
which is too bad. She's a good actress.
But
yeah, as John was saying, director Anthony Hickox. Waxwork was his first movie, and he got it made because he actually backed into the car of producer Stefan Arenberg, if I'm saying that right. But not having a lot of money at the time, Anthony convinced him, like, "Hey, I'll write you a script for $3,000, and we'll call it even." And then within 3 days, Anthony Hickox, I don't know if within the time frame, but Anthony Hickox wrote the script in 3 days and delivered it. The script was turned down by every major studio, but a producer friend of the head of Vestron asked why he turned down the script. Well, it turns out it never made it past the readers of Vestron, and when the head guy there finally read it, he greenlit it right away because he just thought it was a good fit. So there was actually supposed to be displays for Friday the 13th, Village of the Damned, and John Carpenter's The Thing, but rights issues prevented that. As John was saying, the original actress who played Sarah, Deborah Foreman, did not show up in the sequel because her and director Anthony Hickox were dating at the time and after the first one.
And she's the girl. She's the girl from Valley Girl, right?
Yeah, she was.
All right.
But I guess it was a messy breakup, so I guess it was either Anthony or her for the sequel, and they chose Anthony.
All right. Speaking of messy breakups, let's play our theme song so we don't give away the whole episode. All right, we'll be right back with more trivia after this.
Holy cow!
Open a cold box of wine or pour something cold on ice because it's the Binge-Watchers podcast.
All right, I guess I got just a couple other quick little things here. So the ending of Waxwork 2 was actually supposed to be the intended ending to the first movie, but a struggling Vestron at the time ran out of time and money to finish up, so they had to create a brawl at the end of the first movie.
Oh, and supposedly that affected his other movie, Sundown, Vampires in Retreat. He said he went to the premiere of Earth Girls Are Easy, which Vestron kicked out, and that movie tanked, and then he saw his budget like getting chunked. You know what I mean, to go make his vampire movie. So not to cut you off, but I wanted to add that too.
No, that's a good. I only have one other quick thing, and it doesn't seem like a big thing, except I only noticed this after I saw the trivia. So Drew Barrymore has a Blink and You'll Miss It cameo in number 2 as one of the girls in the notes.
What?
Okay. Well,
she's in the.
Okay.
So what's great about these movies is
sorry.
What's also great about these movies is the director almost has like a multiverse of characters. Like, so in the first movie, every wax exhibit is actually like a demonic character inspired by like a famous horror movie, right? Like there's the Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, Marquis de Sade, like or terrible characters in history, right? Now the second movie, I made a list. So it references House on Haunted Hill. it references Aliens, Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Dawn of the Dead, Jack the Ripper, Nosferatu, Godzilla, Forbidden Planet, and it also wraps up with rap, because in the 90s, I wrote this down, so many horror movies were ending with these rap songs. Nightmare 4, Are You Ready, Freddy by the Fat Boys.
Hell yeah.
There's Gangsta's Paradise, obviously, in, what is it called? Dangerous Minds, right? And there was obviously the 2 from Will Smith that he did for Wild Wild West and Men in Black. MC Hammer did one for the original Addams Family. I don't remember that.
By the way, Will Smith did do Nightmare on Elm Street one also.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think it was for one of the movies, but he did a Freddy song.
He did a Freddy song. Just giving you a heads up. Yeah.
Wow. That's right. I'm gonna have to look that one up now, because I made sure that like tonight when we cover these movies, I had the guys look for the raps, because if you play it on services like Tubi, it suggests another movie and then cuts into the credits, and it plays during the credits. So if you don't see the whole rap, you're like, you don't get the full effect, you know.
It's probably my favorite part of the movie, by the way. But it's just saying. It's so good. Yeah.
So we'll be back after these messages with like our favorite bits from Waxworks or Waxworks 2, depending on what the guys have for us in store. We'll be right back after a little break here. See what our sponsors or affiliates have to say. And we're back covering Waxworks 1 and 2. Here we go, boys. Anyway, I mean, I can't get enough of these movies. I don't know how many times I've watched them. I think I saw them. I was probably like 8 or 9 the first time I saw the first one, maybe.
I have not seen this in like 20 years, and it still holds up. It's good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first one's great.
I got like back-to-back. I got like 2 pages of like, I got to make sure I mention this, make sure I mention that. Like, I don't want to leave the audience hanging on this one. Like, if they've given up on all the movies we've suggested this year, like I want them to make sure that they hit these couple.
Check
ones
out Waxworks movies. Trust me. Yeah.
So, Nikki Lates, your favorite bit? Are you going to talk about part 1 or part 2 or both?
I'll do both. My favorite bit from part 1 is the werewolf stuff. I love the werewolf stuff, and then for part 2 is the alien stuff. I love the spoof on Alien. I'm like, this is so cool. I mean, it doesn't look like the normal Alien, but it works.
You know what I'll say about the Alien bit is like the actors took it so seriously.
They did.
Like for them, the whole movie was an Aliens movie. You know what I mean? Like they were there. You know, like
and there was a lot of like cool camera work at the time, and then like it like I'm looking back and going like, this is 1992. Like they're doing some stylish stuff. I really enjoyed it.
Do you think maybe the director's like, here's my chance to do like 20 movies that I always want to do, and I'll never get to do them all. Let's put them all into one movie.
And I think Waxwork 2 is that movie. Yes, I agree. I love Waxwork 2 and 1. I love them both.
So what do you think? Is that a binge now, binge later, binge never for you?
Oh, I'm going to say binge both of them now. And also, you literally have swashbuckler stuff. You have sword fighting, like better than Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's kind of like Douglas like Fairbanks, like classic movie sword fighting.
It's so cool. Yeah. It's almost like funny. I love both these movies, and I would highly recommend. And you got the guy from Die Hard. So can we just acknowledge that the bad guy from Die Hard? Hell yeah, I'm all on board.
Is he the same guy?
You guys didn't know that?
I thought he was the guy. I thought he was the guy from Ghostbusters 2. No.
Guy, huh? Part 2.
He might be. He was.
Part 2. The guy is the guy from Die Hard. Let me double.
We're talking about a Germanic Normandic actor with blonde hair and blue eyes. We don't think they're all alike.
No,
that was funny.
I'm gonna find this out. I know this is the guy from Die Hard. I'm just saying.
See, Nick is thinking Die Hard. John just said another movie that I've just forgotten.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that guy because I think he has a different nose structure. They look similar though.
See, and I recognize
him. I'm going to find out right now. I'm just saying.
I recognize him as the guy from The Money Pit, the one that like seduces Shelley Long away from Tom Hanks.
That's the same guy.
Is that the same guy?
That's the same guy from Die Hard. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so you look at Nick's going to do the research. We're going to flip over to Dave so we don't have any holdbacks. All right. Yeah. So, Dave, your favorite bits and ratings from these movies. What's up?
I will say I'll take a bit from 1 and 2 because they kind of connect. I really love the Romero zombie references. The first one being Night of the Living Dead. Kind of pitch perfect even for that time, like he found the right film stock or whatever. And then I was surprised to see in part 2 that they had a reference to Dawn of the Dead, which makes sense. If you're going to do one, why not do the other? The second movie definitely felt like an influence on Cabin in the Woods with like, let's try to fit every reference we can with what budget we have into this movie. And, you gotta love that. So binge now, I'm going to say Waxwork. Binge later, I'll say Waxwork 2, although it is fun. And I did a bonus. For some reason, I watched the original House of Wax with Vincent Price, which I say binge never because it's boring.
Is it boring? I
thought it was.
Okay.
50s horror movies are hit or miss. Like they're not, they're a product of their time. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh man. So I have lots.
I just proved it.
You found it? It is the guy from Die Hard.
It is the guy from Die Hard and Money Pit and Witness. So it is. I was right. Yeah.
Well, one and the same. One and the same dude.
There you go, guys. Yep.
Man, he had a career in the 80s.
Badass. Yeah, yep. Just saying. Yep.
Okay, so mine's kind of long. Here we go. So in part 1, Waxwork. So I loved the establishing of the friends. I thought was well done in the beginning of the movie. It had really good banter in the beginning, so you get along with their little clique of friends, so you care what's happening. It was funny that they named a character China because I think the joke at the time was the China scare in the 80s. Everybody was worried about China, jobs, industry, whatever, part of the Red Scare maybe, blah, 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 whatever.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
The guys wore like suits, and it was kind of cool, right? Like all our
what do you mean?
Like
what do you mean?
No, like the guys.
Are you talking about just the 80s when
just the 80s? They smoked cigarettes and they wore suits. It was just like it just looked, right?
Because
I'm just talking about the look, right?
Yeah. So their group was like, what did they call them? The mods. In the 80s they were like, if you weren't a punk in the 80s, you were like a square or a mod. So
and you were like this.
Yeah. So they were going to. They were drinking and going to speakeasies. The kids in this movie were that group of kids going out to like that kind of hidden bars and stuff. So
I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that like that looked kind of cool, right?
Like fake aristocracy, fake like society, societal whatever. My favorite exhibits in the first movie are the family of vampires at dinner time, and then you mentioned already the werewolf at the cabin. But my favorite bit of all time in the first one is that the grandpa's friend shows up towards the end with what looks like a bunch of like expats from Britain that he just found at the local pub. Like he walked into a pub and said like, "Hey guys, we're gonna have a beer, slog this down, and then we're gonna go over here and fight some evil at the Wax Museum." You know what I mean? And they're like, "All right, let's go." You know what I mean? And they take off.
Don't even question.
Yeah, they're just And then in the second movie. My favorite part is the House on Haunted Hill style haunted house dimension with Bruce Campbell playing the professor, right?
Oh my gosh.
That's like one of the best gags in the whole movie.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot.
And I love that it's black and white and it looks so cool. Like, it was so good. Yeah.
See, it's funny you say House on Haunted Hill because I thought it felt like the original Haunting movie from the 60s.
Maybe.
Might be both.
It could be a little both. Well, basically, it's just any basic. Or like haunted house movie, right? So but it's just really there's like a major over the top gag where they've like flailed open Bruce Campbell's. Here's the spoiler alert for the evening, folks. They've opened Bruce Campbell's chest while he's like tied to a wall in the basement, and they even go as far as to throw a bag of salt in his wounds, like literally salt in the wounds, you know. So that's my favorite gag of that. But did you guys catch the Back to the Future reference at the end of the movie? Like she gets a time key delivered by a post. You don't remember part? So at the end of part 2,
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. The second one of the
just saying,
there's these little time compasses that they use in the movie to go between the portals, and then at the end when he becomes a time where he leaves her. Remember, she goes back to her court case to prove that she didn't murder her stepfather because she has the zombie hand, and then a postman delivers her a letter that he's like, "We've had this on office for 60 years or whatever to be open on this day after your trial. Well, in Back to the Future, they're like, are you Marty McFly? We've had this in our postal office for 150 years to be open on this day, delivered to you in 1953, December, whatever it is, and so, Back to the Future did it first. So it's just really funny. Nick, you're frozen too. I don't know why.
Am I? Can you hear me?
I don't know if you can see this, folks. We can hear you. Yeah, you're just your whole image is like frozen. And it's like you're contemplating whether or not I'm telling you the truth about the Back to the Future.
I don't know what happened to my internet, but as long as you can hear me, we're good.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm contemplating. I'm contemplating what you're saying, John. I can't.
Yeah. Fully contemplating. So in fan service, our fans on Instagram agree that Uninvited is a horror cat movie that actually looks like dog shit. Like everybody was like, yeah, no, we're not going to tune in for this movie.
Uninvited?
Yeah, remember I was telling you about the house cat alien movie? So we were watching these movies and I was looking for weird entries. And so this is an alien bacteria that lives inside a house cat. When it comes out of the mouth, it looks like a tiny cat inside of a bigger cat and it eats people. And I'll go, this should be a good movie, but no, as it turns out, it's like The Melting Man all over again. Like it's not. It's like one of those things.
I don't know. I don't even remember you mentioning the title. I remember you saying Alien Cat. I think Uninvited. I think that like shitty 2000s ghost movie.
Nick, I'm gonna boot you and then come back in and see if it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, poor Nick.
Yeah, who knows? Oh no, we lost Nick. He had some internet trouble, but anyway, we'll keep going. We're about to talk about Malignant anyway. He told us to boot him when we talked about Malignant. So we arrived at our staff picks. Our staff pick of the week, kind of unanimously, is this movie called Malignant because Dave asked me if I watched it. I said, well, I planned to. And then the timing was funny because I think you said, Dave, that this is a weird movie and would line up for all the weird movies that we're watching. So.
Yeah, I didn't know that going in, and just the previews sell it as a straight ghost movie. And it is a lot of movies actually in one. It's to quote that I think you should leave sketch. It's a cosmic gumbo.
It does some crazy stuff and makes like really bold choices, and I think that's what's splitting the horror fans is like they're not getting their expectations, or it's either exceeding or not exceeding their. It's weird. It's like some people are being really harsh about it, and other people are really into it, but. We're gonna come back next week and cover the whole damn thing as like a special episode. We'll give we'll do a full review and rate it against other movies. So circling back,
watch
to
it because we're gonna spoil it.
It kind of ties into like Waxworks in 1 and 2 in the same kind of style because it does like an 80s 90s direct to video horror movie tone really through the whole thing. So
I mean, it has a big. That with a big budget.
It's definitely something that the Binge-Watchers should cover. Probably, it's definitely like up our alley. If Nick was here, he usually says, "What comes next?" I don't know if he's coming back. Maybe he's not coming back. We'll be done by the time he gets. Oh man. So we've already said we're gonna actually break away from our lineup because we're gonna squeeze in Malignant. That's what we're gonna cover next week. So thanks for tuning in. If you wanted to watch Waxworks 1 and 2 as of recording, they're available. I think on the Roku channel and the second one's on
IMDb, TV, Tubi.
Yeah, like most on-demand services have it. I have somewhere floating around in my closet. I think I have like a double feature DVD. Actually, like, if you look online, the cover that comes up mostly is like split down the middle, like part 1's on one side and part 2's on the other side. I think we can wrap it up. I don't know if that was like on accident, on purpose. I don't know. He kept texting that. He kept texting to me like, "Hey, when you guys start talking about Malignant, I'm going to leave, or you can mute me so I don't hear your discussion about the movie. I don't want to ruin it." I don't want to ruin it.
He doesn't even know we're covering it yet. Oh.
No, he knows. No. He knows we're covering it next week. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
good. That's good.
But, we won't keep Dave all night because he's got to get back to painting pictures like Bob Ross. He's been watching a lot. Actually, Dave's been watching Alf. Of all things, Dave has been watching a lot of Alf.
It is a perfect background noise show.
What do you mean? I don't think the audience knows what you mean by that, like background. Well, I do because you tell me all the time, but I don't think they know what you're talking about.
Well, I, like many other Americans since the pandemic, started working from home, and so you need something on in the background. I don't know. I don't like to be silent. So
wait, did you submit on air during your day job that you turn movies on? Is that what you said?
That's background noise. I mean,
well,
you know.
I guess it's better than being like an official or a newscaster like masturbating during a Zoom call or something like that one dude.
But no, like sitcoms, like especially like Alf, like once you know the characters, you don't have to have your eyes glued on the screen, and like it's a perfect.
I mean, you know the formula, right? The family has to hide the alien, and sometimes he tries to eat the house cat.
Right.
That's every episode, right?
Although I did have to watch on a break, like the best episode. It was the one I think you and I like laughed our asses off when we saw it. Was Alf makes a music video, like an '80s rhythmic music video, hairband style. So I don't know. It's in the first season. Should have.
So I didn't mean to cut you off. I was trying to catch you at the end of the sentence, and then
that's fine.
Song played over you. Yeah. I don't know what else you had to say about Alf. Holy crap!
No, it's fine. No, not much.
Nick just came. All right, I'm gonna let him in so we can say goodnight. Hey Nick.
What did I miss?
Surprisingly, you missed the spoilers for Malignant, so you're safe, buddy.
Actually, that's amazing. Is my video working? Okay.
No. Just say goodnight to the people.
Guys, I love you guys. Good night to the people. Dude, what happened on my internet? I just got back. I was like ready to party. Wow. Actually,